Brr. Alright, so we're gonna see if this works. Excellent. Looks like it does. Excellent. So I don't know how to make that louder, but I guess that's okay. See, senor? It's okay. Sí, muy bueno. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna play a game called Mothmen 1966. No idea what this game is about. Mothman, I'm assuming. I don't get to choose, okay. 3 red and 5 blacks in the discard pile. Of the 6 cards face up on the counter, 2 are red, 4 are black. So 5 red in all and 9 black. You have no more moves. So you have to bet now. Bet black. Always bet on black. A large majority of the face-up cards are black. And you know that betting against a streak is usually dangerous. Even though you've already chosen, you decide to stay away from the counter. Oh yeah, you can't bear losing again. Oh, that makes I get it. You think of your grandma Elsie trying to win at solitaire for over 60 years. You take a deep breath and keep sweeping. Elsie's been paralyzed from the waist down since she was 21. Your mom was only 2 months old. Yee. The winter Elsie taught you to play solitaire. Your parents and sister have been dead for almost a year, and you'd already begun to forget their faces. Can we not just play a fun game? Why is every game fucking these days gotta be so dramatic and tragedy-filled? Although you cook for her, do her laundry, bathe, and even dress her, it still feels like she's the one taking care of you. You close your eyes and almost feel Elsie stroking your hair. You're 11 years old again, kneeling next to her bed, crying your heart out. Suddenly a bell rings and you feel an invisible force trying to drag you into the present. Look through the window. Those fucking kids. The first barrage is followed by 2 more. They step on the hose and activate the bell for a 2nd and 3rd time. You don't know what comes over you, but you yell some things at them you're too ashamed to remember. You justify yourself, thinking that they might be the ones who got into your garage that night and stole some parts of the replica machine gun you were building. Okay? You won't let anyone mess with your project. The Winans steam machine gun is the jewel of your collection. The kids yell at you, "Old freak," and laugh, sheltered by the distance. Deep down you know that it can't be them. How would they know which parts of the machine gun were worth stealing? Anyway, that guard dog's been being brought over in a few days and you'll be able to stop worrying. Check the hose. You think about what someone told you at the bar about replacing the hose with a thicker one so it could only be activated by the weight of a car. And what happens if the kids jump with their bikes and land on top of the hose with one of those wheels, you ask? Kids are always going to find some way to bust your balls. It's true. You try to calm down. You look at the shelves and think of the solitaire your grandma taught you. Your grandma always said that everyone has their place in the world, and that people keep dancing around it without ever reaching it. To win the solitaire, you have to stop dancing. You know that the chances of winning are incredibly low, almost zero. You can't bring yourself to turn over the next card and decide to start sorting the shelves instead. Doing simple jobs builds up your self-confidence, provides you some illusion of control. Grab something right off the shelf. Well, fill the box. Replace something on the lower shelf. Place bottle. Place something on the upper shelf. Replace box. On the lower shelf. Can. Let's sort this bitch out. Middle shelf. Bottle. The upper shelf. Empty. Now we're done. Good. One type of product on each shelf. Bing bing! You scratch your head. This time sorting the shelves doesn't help. You feel the same urgency as before and you can't think of anything else. Is the card going to be black? You need it to be black. Suddenly the air seems heavy and you find it a bit difficult to breathe. 3 men in black are staring at you. Through the window you see a black Cadillac by the pump. Yes? You wish you'd asked them how they got into the station without you hearing a door open, or how they left the car. There seems car there without the bell ringing. But that trembling yes was the only thing you managed to utter. The moose. The moose? After a few seconds of not receiving any response, you decide to break the silence. Ask them what's up with the moose. You bought a woman a whiskey. You don't know if it's the right move, but you try to relax and be more friendly. Do you know of a more effective way to socialize? You told her the dream about your grandma. A chill runs through your body. It's been a few weeks since that night, and even though you had a good time with Martha and have no regrets, something about the way these men in black ask their questions make you uneasy. What do you want to know? Granny in the forest. One of the men farther back lets out a crackling noise. You look at him believing he's laughing, but the man in black expression doesn't change. Ask them what they want to know. No one answers. It's like they're waiting for another response. Alright. My grandma has been bedridden for over 60 years, but in the dream I saw her running through the woods. Start from the beginning. And don't omit any details. Don't know if it's the way they look at you or because of a certain authority in their voice, but you tell them everything about the dream. 5 or 6 weeks ago, you woke up in the middle of the night certain that something had happened to your grandma. You ran up to her room and Elsie wasn't in bed. The window was wide open. You ran to it and saw someone walking through the trees. It was her, and she was holding a rifle, the kind your ancestors would have carried in the Civil War. You tried to call out to her. Your grandma started running and shot 2 or 3 times into the blackness of the forest. You were about to go down to find her when a winged figure with glowing red eyes appeared in front of the window and screamed. You stumbled backwards, and after hitting your head on the bedpost, you lost consciousness. You woke up in your bed and remembered the dream almost instantly. He went upstairs two at a time and opened the door to her room. Your grandmother slept peacefully on the bedside table with a glass of milk you bring her every night and the deck of cards she uses to play solitaire. During the days that followed, you tried to convince yourself that it had all been a dream, even though you couldn't explain where the little stitches at the base of your skull had come from. After a few seconds, one of the men in black speaks again. Spots on her legs predate her birth hold. What? What? What is he talking about? Is he referring to the dozens of moles on your grandma's legs? And what do they mean by saying these spots predate her birth? Elsie always makes the same joke when you sponge her. Yeah, why are you sponging her calves? Be thankful that you had to clean my legs and not my grandfather's. Yeah, okay. According to what she told you, her granddad had been shot dead by an experimental weapon early in the Civil War, when his legs were ripped to shreds. The wine and steam gun, son, the machine gun that doesn't appear in any book. You think about the replica you were putting together in the workshop, and you wonder if it was the men in black who stole those pieces. You're not telling anyone else about this visit, Holt. You start to complain when one of the men in black picks up a card from the counter. The top card of the deck. Control Visor. The teeth of the man in black seem to tear more than simply paper. Desperate, you throw yourself under the counter and look for the card. Your heart is pounding. You look out the window and you don't see the Cadillac. You walked over to the car was parked a few moments ago. You step on the hose, and the bell rings. What the fuck? Jack of diamonds. Motherfucker, it's red. You think about the edge on one of the men in black tore off, and you remember the noise he made when he chewed it. Was it a threat? Warning? You wonder if you should tell your grandma everything that happened, or just keep your mouth shut, and keep playing solitaire with a marked card. Oh, that's cheating, sir. You can't do that. Alright, let's go leave. What's wrong? Victoria, I told you, it's nothing. That damn pause again, there's something she's not saying. The Mustang purrs, you shake your head, feeling sad inside. The sound of an engine hides no secrets. Lee, you're right. You bite your lip and sigh. Why is everything so damn hard? Victoria settles into her seat. Let's start over, okay? Where are we going? It's a surprise. That didn't answer the question. Please. No, Veg. Have some patience. You'll never forget this night. Victoria giggles, and you think this is the best gift in the world. For a moment, you forget all the previous discussions, your obsessions. A giggle, a friendly gesture, making someone feel so good ain't rocket science. You look at the clock and can't believe your eyes. You left your house on time, but you're pretty late. How could you step on the gas? Lee? Lee? You scratch the side of your head. Wow, you really hate being told how to drive. Lee? Jesus. Why doesn't she just tell you to slow down? You take your foot off the gas. Thanks. You're trying your best. You really think Victoria could be the one. Your dad once said the perfect woman doesn't exist. Couples That's loud. I'll turn that down. Your dad once said the purple woman doesn't exist. Couples form when people get tired of looking and just give up. You remember your mother's rant. All those women's names she rattled off as if they were part of an endless grocery list. You won't end up like him. Anything but that. You try to smile and force yourself to be more cheerful. You want a clue? Yes! Victoria looks into your eyes and you feel the warmth on your face that takes you by surprise. You felt the same thing the first time you saw her in college. You keep looking at her for a few seconds that seem like forever. What, do I have a booger? You got a boogie in your nose. Where? You can't help laughing out loud and have a hard time containing the urge to kiss her. Give her a clue about the origin, give her a clue about the date, give her a clue about the myth. The origin. It comes from far away. Victoria makes a gesture for you to complete the sentence. You just shrug. Comes from far away. I mean, that could be anything. Guessing. Circus? Cold. Date. It happened 100 years ago. Victoria answers almost immediately. After all, you're both majoring in history. The end of the Civil War? No, not 1865. I mean exactly 100 years ago. Oh, let me think then. You're running out of time. There was a cholera outbreak in 1866, right? Freezing cold. And how twisted do you think I am to set up a date themed around the cholera outbreak from a century ago? Very clear about the myth. One would be a source of superstition, but we're talking thousands. A source of superstition? A black cat? Victoria looks at you, expectantly desperate to be right. No, Vic, just give me a minute. You won't guess it unless you reach out to open the glove box and Victoria grabs your wrist. Better leave it to me. Victoria opens the glove box and examines its contents. A folder, a box, a flashlight. What are you looking for exactly? Tell her to look in the box. Victoria takes out the box and opens it. Let's see what you've been hiding. You think about saying something, but you instantly regret it and keep your mouth shut. Spare change, a lighter, a pack of cigarettes. Nothing to worry about, I reckon. Keep looking, please. Look under the flashlight. A book. 1966, your Shelby Mustang. Car handbook? No, not that. What else? Victoria opens the folder and examines the documents. Some papers and insurance details. Do you want me to read some of this? You shake your head. Tell her to see if there's something more. God, that was a giant waste of time. Already got everything here. 1 second, there's this too. Victoria stretches out her hand and you finally grab the map you wanted. It was folded against the bottom of the glove box. You start talking and Victoria interrupts you. Hold that thought while I put everything back. You put the map on the dashboard, but Victoria puts away the folder, the box, the flashlight. Vic, you know I like it tidy in there. Very funny. Vic flicks through the book she found. Red Badge of Courage? Haven't you read this book 1,000 times already? You know she's testing you. Vic knows exactly why you carry it over. The novel that portrays the era you're obsessed with like no other. What the hell is this? Suddenly you remember you're using the pencil sketch that Victoria drew of you in one of your classes as a bookmark. A sketch she begged you with tears in her eyes to destroy, and you swore you already had. Vic, I'm sorry, I swear. Watch out! You swerve to avoid a shape on the road. Victoria looks back. Lee? We almost ran that thing over. You put your hand on Vic's shoulder, trying to reassure her. Victoria points ahead. Just keep your eyes on the road, please. She's doing it again, telling you how to drive. At least this time she came right out with it instead of just saying Lee disapprovingly. You try to control yourself, but it's hard. It's not just this last lane, but the build-up of all the small gestures. You take the map and throw it in her lap. Victoria raises her arms in disbelief. The Leonites? Victoria, we're gonna have dinner watching Leonites. Leonites? Leonites. Victoria says nothing. Forgive me for trying to arrange a perfect date. You're trying to keep silent, but you can't hold it in. A meteor shower. The phenomenon associated with the passage of the Temple Tuttle comet every 33 years. Victoria keeps staring ahead. In 1866, it was one of the most spectacular meteor showers ever recorded. I saw some lithographs in the library. Victoria doesn't even move. Everyone makes a wish on a shooting star. Imagine how many wishes you can make with thousands of stars shooting through the sky. Victoria settles in her seat. You know what, Lee? Shut up. Interesting. Why didn't that work? Huh. That's not good. For fuck's sakes. Well, why aren't my things making sound? That one made sound. Do I have any others that make sound? What about you? Do you make sound?
Hey, listen.
Yes? But I didn't hear it. I heard it once. I'm not hearing it on stream. Why? Channel points. Oh, mute output. Maybe that's why. Hello? Ah! Birds, run! Oh, give me one more second. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, well maybe it works then. Put it on. I had it on mute for some reason.
Excellent.
Huh. Okay. Well. I think it's okay. I'll have to check back in 6 minutes. Alright, let's keep going. You've never heard that tone from her before. Just keep quiet until we reach. She pauses as she examines the map you threw on her lap. Holt Station? You feel your heart pounding. Your hands are shaking. That's what she wants? For you to keep quiet? For you not to say a goddamn word? Your hand grips the wheel tight. All the preparations you made for tonight. Your friend Freddie had worked out the ideal place to see them in all their splendor away from the big city lights. And when you noticed Holt Station was inside the area, you didn't hesitate. But now Vic had ruined it. Uh-oh. What the fuck? Something hits the Mustang's antenna. What the hell is that? Stop, Lee, stop. I don't want to stop. I'll stop the car. You slam on the brakes instinctively. You put a hand in front of Victoria to keep her from hitting the windshield. You stop and short with her. You get out of the car and find a dead bat in front of the headlights. The animal had hit the antenna and somehow got entangled. I can't believe it. What are the odds of something like this happening? Don't bats have some advanced echolocation system like a submarine sonar? What starts as a simple grunt in your throat emerges as a helpless scream. Fuck! This is what I get for trying to do something different. We should have gone to the movies. Lee, Vic's whispering. Uh-oh. It doesn't take long to see why. Over there. The coyote is watching you from where the dark of the forest meets the light of the moon. Vic, we got this. It's not interested in us. You point to the dead bat. They're scavengers. You hear a growl that quickly multiplies. Oh. Uh-oh. You're suddenly surrounded. It's not the first time you face coyotes in the woods, but you're not taking any chances. When I say run to the car as fast as you can, you try and recall the advice you heard for situations like these. Make lots of noise, wave your arms around. And one of the coyotes in front of you approaches. Yell and gesture. Yell at one of the coyotes on the side of on this side of the car. Yell at one of the on the other side of the car. On my right? Which way am I facing? Another coyote advances. You look into its watery, bloodshot eyes. Yell and gesture. Yell at the one on this side of the car. On the left. Oh. Yell and gesture. On this side of the car. One in the center. Hey. Whoa. 3 coyotes advance at once. Yelling or waving your arms around won't be enough this time. Bang on the hood. Trick seems to work and all coyotes back down. Now run. Throw a stone. Run to the car. Now! Oh no! Oops. Encouraged by your screams, the rest of the coyotes soon join the feast. Welp. This side of the car. On the left. In the middle. On the right. What? It's forward with a savage bite. Encouraged by your screams, the rest join in. Alright, well. But I did the same thing. Yell and gesture. On this side of the car. On the left. Yell and gesture. On this side of the car. On your right. On this side of the car in the center. Okay, now we bang on the hood. Now we throw stones. Throw it at one of the code, throw it at one of the code, it's on the Cody on the right. Whammo! Cody retreats with the dart. Throw stone. Yeah, we can probably make it to the car now. Can I go back? No? Okay. Well. Oh, come on! We could have made that. Ugh, I gotta do all this again. Ugh. Challenge gesture. This side of the car. On your right. Gesture. This side of the car in the center. On the left. Bang on the hood. Throw stone. Side of the car. Alright. Bang. Throw stone. Center. Bang. Throw stone. The other side. And you to your right. Well, that's not the one I wanted, but okay. Okay, do we get to the car now? Although you know the reaction is more adrenaline than anything else, you start laughing too and then kiss her. You start up the car and the V8 roars alive. You resume the trip. After a few wordless minutes, you suddenly remember something. Holt, Vic. We're going to see Holt's gas station. We're going to Holt's gas. Victoria starts whistling. The doubts, the fears, everything seems a bit ridiculous now. You think about the plans you made for tonight and smile. You really like to hear her whistle. Chapter 2, Victoria. Lee turns off the car and looks you in the eye. He smiles. And that smile seriously pisses you off. Oh, golly. Before you can open your mouth, Lee taps you on the leg. Wait here. I swear you won't believe it. You bite your lip and take a deep breath. You see him greet someone. Holt? Lee had written Holt Station on the map he'd thrown on your lap 20 minutes ago. He'd written it by hand, and it might as well have said Hort Station or Holt Station. Hell Station, even. Lee's handwriting has always been intriguing to you. You remember that time you mentioned it to him, and he responded with a disproportionate anger. Nonsensical rant which involved several philosophers of language. And all because you told him his handwriting was dreadful. But you know where those reactions come from. That night you two got drunk by the lake, Lee told you that his father would have wanted to be born ugly. What? After the initial surprise, you couldn't stifle a belly laugh and Lee looked down. For a few minutes, he didn't want to tell you anything else. You finally convinced him to continue. I always got what I wanted just by smiling. Ugly people have to develop other muscles. Unfortunately, those other muscles are the ones that last. You couldn't believe those words that come out of the mouth of flesh and blood human being. Maybe some poorly written character from a cheap romantic novel, but Lee's father? He pictured Lee that night throwing pebbles from the shore while telling you everything about his father's teachings. All that frustration. Was that the night you got pregnant? Jeez, no. You'd both been drinking. Suddenly you find it difficult to breathe. The interior of the car feels like it's getting smaller and smaller. You need some air. Say hi. Holt, right? Holt seems startled. Hello? This is Victoria, my girlfriend. Be right back, Vic. You see them walk away with a box they took out of the trunk. And from the effort Holt's putting in seems heavy. What's inside the box? What's in the box? You're not stupid. You know that Lee has some business on the side beyond his work as an intern at the university. You heard some rumors and you have your suspicions. However, you never did too much digging. You preferred to keep it a mystery, something to make Lee a little more interesting. You light a cigarette. Would Lee be a good father? And the question that you still haven't had the courage to ask. Would you be a good mother? The clicks repeat at irregular intervals. Small moths approach the light to get electrocuted. Is that love, Victoria? You laugh and shake your head from side to side. You think of all the manuscripts you've torn up. You tried poetry, drawing. History seemed like an obvious choice. You don't need any talent to be a historian. To be an historian. Be a historian. An historian. Hello? There you go. The man talks to himself while holding something in his hand. Hey, Lou. Have you seen any winged creatures flying over the area yet? For a moment you think he's asking some kind of tricky question and you remain silent. However, something about him tells you that he's genuinely asking. You look at the man bathed in the shine of the streetlight and the scene fascinates you. Surreal, some of your old friends would have said. The ones that organized poetry nights and read L'Autrement. Excuse me, you are... Oh yeah, sorry, hi. Lou Hill. Writer. Victoria Greenberry. History student. Winged creatures, Mr. Hill? Lou, please. Can I call you Victoria? Nod. I'm looking into about a dozen reports, Victoria. Numerous witnesses claim to have seen human-sized winged creatures flying over the area. Angels? Lou smiles, but the smile doesn't last long on his face. Look there, at the top of the trees. It won't take you too long to find one. You aim at the area Lou just told you. Everything's so blurry, you decide to adjust the binoculars. Adjust the focus wheel, adjust the diopter. Is that getting blurrier or sharper? I can't tell. It's doing neither. Fine. Try to adjust it and see the same with both eyes on focus. Okay. Well, they're both even, so. Oh, hello. What the? It was just a second, but you think you saw something up there? Was it suggestion? I don't think they're angels, Victoria. But before I tell you my theory, I need your help. Could you draw on this notebook what you just saw? Yes. A technical freckle raid. Hello, technical freckle. What's going on? Hello yourself, how are you? Thank you for the raid. Any other time you'd have refused with some witty comment. But there's something about Lou Hill that invites you to play along. How are you all? Welcome, come on in. We're just playing some Mothman 1966. But there's something about Lou Hill that invites you to play along. You wonder if the fact that he presented himself as a writer has something to do with it. Draw the head. That was a little owl head. Aw, thank you. We love the technical freckle. Some of the emotes are channel only. No, I don't know. Draw the body. I think it was human chest with, what did it look like? Smaller, no. Wide chest with short, no, that wasn't it. Redraw the body. Human chest with wings? Maybe? Thin insect-like wings, yeah. Let me see, let me try. Weird bird leg, yeah, it was bird legs. Before giving it back, you write some notes further describing what you saw. Lou hadn't asked for them, but somehow they make you feel less anxious. You never felt confident about your work. What are you guys up to? Hey, thank you for the follow, Technical Freckle. I'm just gonna keep saying your name, Technical Freckle, because I like saying it. Aw, thank you too, Sammy Pond. Oh, you're just finishing up this game? You playing this as well, yeah? You never felt confident about your work. Lou looks down at a notebook for a few seconds that feel too long. You think about that time you showed your sketches to your art teacher and how he embarrassed you in front of the rest of the class. Motherfucker. What? Sorry. I was talking to myself. You can't help but blush. Victoria. For once you're glad to hear Lee's voice. For once you're glad to hear his voice. All good? Although he seems to be talking to you, Lee keeps staring at Lou. Lou Hill, writer. Lou holds out his hand. Lee Miller, historian. Lee walks over and puts his arms around it. Thank you for the follows, guys. I really appreciate it. Lee walks over and puts his arms around you. His back to Lou. You know he must have been annoyed that Lou introduced himself as a writer. Although it's hard for you to admit, you like to be hugged. You feel safe. You think you would also feel safe in your grandmother's arms, or in the arms of any of the other strong women in your family. Jesus. But the heat of Lee's body, the hardness of his muscles. You remember all those biologist? That's not a word. Biologist arguments you hate so much and you can't help but smile. It's like you're cheating when nobody's looking. Come on, Vic. Let's see the surprise. Close your eyes. You close your eyes and let Lee guide you. Now open them. Alright. Cool. Picnic table. So what do you think? A romantic dinner for two under the same meteor shower that amazed our ancestors. And Mothmen. You instinctively put your hand to your belly. And when you realize it, you quickly put it in your pocket. You look at the dog tied to the post. The dog growls into the dark. Yeah, cool. No, thanks for the raid. Thanks for stopping by. So far this game's alright. Not what I expected. Not at all. But I'm digging it. That's okay. Alright, you have a good night too. Let's go Holt. You've known Lou Hill for a few months now. The first time he talked to him was at the Moose. Lou was looking for information about some unusual lights in the sky. Nobody would talk to him. Before going to the restroom, he went over to his table and suggested he buys people a drink first. When he got back, Lou was already talking to Rick and Stella, their tongues sufficiently loosened. Lou raised his glass in your direction and smiled. Although it wasn't you who gave him the nickname, you still feel a little guilty. Since that night, most locals refer to him as Lou Refill Hill. That's a good name. What do you recall about the encounter with these men in black? You smile. What does he mean? It had only been a week. You think about how to answer. You know Lou, he loves asking questions. So you're gonna tell him the one thing and the one thing only. No follow-up questions. Ugh. I don't want to talk about Grandma's legs. Alright, into Grandma's legs. The man in black seemed interested in my grandma's legs. Lou raises his eyebrows. One of them told me that the spots on Elsie's legs predated her birth. And now that I think about it, I think he knew my name too. It's not that difficult considering the big sign outside, right? Maybe. Change the subject. You know, if you give him a chance, he'll keep asking questions all night. Red or black? What? The card. Red. You turn over the card. It is red. Good. It's a solitaire my grandma taught me. No one could ever win it. Lou suddenly seemed interested. And how do you play it? Sure. Rules are simple. Give me 1 second. I just gotta deal with a text. I'll be right back in a second. Okay. Also, I don't know why that didn't make a sound. It's supposed to make sound. That's interesting. Okay, well, I don't know. Rules are simple. But winning? There's a reason why it's called the Impossible Solitaire. Let me show you. The objective is to move every card from the board to the discard pile. You can move any card whose rank is 1 higher or 1 lower than the topmost card on the discard pile. So let's say there's a 5 in the discard pile, you can either place a 4 or 6 on top of it. And remember that if there's a king in the discard pile, you can place an ace. Okay. Ace comes after king and the opposite is also true. So 28 cards to move seems easy enough, right? Where's the discard pile? Turn over a card from the stock. Okay, so one higher, one lower. Select a card. Do they have to be alternating? Like, does it have to be red? No? Okay. Select a card. So no 7, so we'll go... Damn it. 9. Okay. Select a card. Alright. But it has to be one higher and one lower, right? It can't be 10. But it can be a jack. And it can be a 10 again. Alright. When you're stuck, you can turn over a card from the stock to the discard pile, but turn it over, you need to make a bet first. Black or red, which ones are going to be? Lose the bet and you lose it. What? Son of a bitch is almost unwinnable. Always bet on black. Ah, it's red. Here barking from the back of the station. Trent. When they brought him in, they told me his name was Chase. Fuck it, it's Trent for me. Yeah, well, fuck it. You know Trent, right? From the Moose? Tall, prominent belly and a scar parallel to the growth of his beard. Lou Hill might be a bit of a pain in the ass, but no one could deny that he was good with descriptions. You think about the book he's given you. He signed it and everything. No one said. Okay. Let's go. Switch. Alright, so the sounds do work. Okay. Oh, you know what? I do gotta check one other sound. Okay, that works. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good, man. He signed it and everything. Where did you leave it? I call him Trent because he barks like Trent on open mic Tuesdays. Woof. Come on, let's go to the garage and see the machine gun. Chapter 4, Victoria. Hey, is there anyone, technical technical freckle? If you're still there, is there 3 games in this, or is it just the one, the Mothman thing? Because I think the description said there was 3 games, but I didn't see anything about 3 games. All I saw was just this one. So I don't know. I'm just curious. So is this his idea of a special date? Looking at shooting stars while holding your hand? Telling you his plans for the end of the semester? You can't stop thinking about the raw strength of the hug from a minute ago, or how he scared the coyotes away by yelling and throwing stones at them. You think about your friend May and all those dark fantasies she told you about. You go on. But then holding hands like this, smiling, talking, and looking into each other's eyes. Feels like giving up, doesn't it? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Then what's this one? Oh, I have not saved at all. I should probably do that. What else is here? Settings? This, volume, volume, volume. Okay. Okay, that's nothing to, you know you're to blame too. Aren't you playing the perfect girlfriend role? Don't you make eyes at them? Don't you say love whenever you call them? So this is it, Victoria? Is this what you want for the rest of your life? Why don't you make up your mind just for once? You think of May again. All those women she claimed to know who could solve your situation using a coat hanger. Come on! You wouldn't believe the first or the last. You wouldn't be the first or the last. The dog barks like a maniac, and you appreciate the distraction. A mixture of guilt, anguish, and apathy takes over you. And now what? Why is he looking at you like that? Why doesn't he say anything? Has he asked you a question? I said if you're excited about the Doors. Sure. Of course you're excited. The Doors, Victoria. Freddie told me they're about to release their first album, and it seems like they'll be playing in New York. Are we going to see them live again then? Even though you try, you gradually stop listening to them. Hesitancy returns on all those questions, and the fucking dog won't stop barking. What had been a distraction is now driving you crazy. What the hell is wrong with him? Shooting fucking stars. Why don't you make a wish, Victoria? How about going home and covering your head with a pillow and sleeping for 18 hours straight? You feel like crying and try to calm down. Uh-oh. Those eyes. That creature you thought you saw in the treetops would lose binoculars. Had it been real? Not just your imagination? Vic. You know what? I'm tired of it already, exhausted. I've been trying and trying for more than 10 minutes. Can you tell me what's wrong with you? You stay silent. You need to think. But Lee's right. It's not fair to either of you. There's so much noise it's impossible for you to concentrate. You know they're all excuses though. Winged monsters don't exist. It's just your brain desperately trying not to focus on what's important. Then a sudden scream chills your blood. And silence takes over everything. Aw, poor Trent! Chapter 5. The fuck is that? That's your machine gun? Have you met Lee, tall guy with a blonde girl? He made a zero graphic copies of some docs I've used to assemble this beauty. Where did you get the docs from? You bite your lower lip. Do all writers ask so many questions? Lee works at the university in the history department. Lee adjusts his glasses. You don't know why, but that gesture irritates you. The Winans don't work like a normal machine gun. Normal machine guns use gunpowder to fire projectiles. Do you know what the Winans use? I'm guessing steam. Centrifugal force. Interesting. Lee repeats the gesture of the glasses. Today Lee brought me some Ketchum grenades. Ketchum. Do you know about Ketchum grenades? Lou shakes his head. And readjusts his glasses for the third time in less than 5 minutes. You take a deep breath. Say it doesn't matter and leave the garage. Don't about Ketchum grenades now. Although you can't stand Lou Revel Hill's tick, you enjoy talking about your collection of Civil War weapons. Ketchums are similar to footballs in shape. They have to land on their nose to explode. They were highly inefficient in Port Hudson, for example. The Confederates used sheets to catch them without exploding, and then threw them back at the Union soldiers. Lou was about to say something when you hear a scream that makes your blood run cold. You grab the shotgun without thinking twice. It's coming from the back, come on. You don't have a good feeling about this. Something's not right. Just listen to that for a while. What is that? Is that Eminem? Did he just show up? Trent, no! Oh, puppy! Although it feels like a dream, somehow you know. The creature is real. Your dog's suffering is real. And there'll be no waking up from this. Shoot the creature. You aim your gun. Shit. But you don't have a clean shot. Why'd you... You hear the muffled moans of your dog, and the fury blinds you. You drop the shotgun and grab onto the chain. Son of a bitch is gonna strangle Trent. Come on, hurry. But before they arrive, you feel the pull. No, Trent! And the floor disappears under your feet. Although you manage to hold on for a few minutes, you finally let go and fall into the thick of the forest. The tree branches penetrate your body and you die before reaching the ground. Awesome. Oh! That was a bear. It threw a bear at me. I gotta release the chain, damn it. Cat, you threw a bear at me. Hold. You know you should hit the floor soon. You sure did. Don't move. Listen to Vickel. Her sister is a nurse. No bones seem to be broke. My dog. Yeah, your dog just flew away. Victoria and Lee help you to your feet. Lou doesn't take his eyes off the winged creature for a single second. He let go. He just let go. What? 1 second. I know where your dog is, Holt. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. Wait a minute. Got something in the car. Let's go. I'll tell you a secret. My skelly avatar isn't all that little. It's actually pretty big. Let's go. A gift from Freddy. Cool, right? You try and get up, but you feel dizzy and stumble. Victoria gives Lee a disapproving look and helps you keep your balance. How are you doing, Senor? Senor Skeleton? I'm doing alright. I've been streaming for shit. What time is that? Almost 5 o'clock? I've been streaming for like 4 hours now. Getting a little tired. But other than that, yeah, I'm doing okay. It's been a stressful week, so I thought some streaming would help resolve some of that. How are you doing? You would have liked to smile at her. After all, Victoria just wants to help. But I can't do it by myself. You get your rifle and walk with the rest into the blackness of the forest. We should go in that direction. Nope. I think we should go that way. Lee, now what? The place where Trent fell. I've calculated it by projecting the point where the creature dropped it on this map. You've calculated? You've calculated, you say? Weren't you a writer? Jesus Christ. Lee, don't mind him. Do what you want. Constantly checking the map, Lou leads the group on. We should be close. Hey, there he is. Your heart is pounding. Please, compress his chest, use both hands, just like that. How curious. Did you know that the cardiopulmonary resuscitation procedures was discovered by Dr. Knickerbocker while he was trying to save a dog? As he speaks, Lou carefully examines the tops of the trees. It was at Johns Hopkins University. Victoria rests her hands on yours and moves her head from side to side. You stop pressing, and a few tears roll down your cheek. The interesting thing is what happened to the dog afterwards. Shut it, Lou. Lou adjusts his glasses. You look at Victoria. You're too afraid your voice would break to say thank you. Why didn't you shoot? Why didn't you try to blow the creature's brains out? Deep down you know that's just the guilt talking, and that maybe there was nothing you could have done differently to save him. Lee, have you seen Lee? You stand up and look around. Lee's gone. Uh-oh. Chapter 6. You like to compare your dad to Houdini due to his skill in disappearing? How about you compare it to Bigfoot? Like, everybody knows he exists, but nobody's ever seen him. You walk faster to keeping your thoughts at bay. What the hell's wrong with her? Why does she even listen to him? Writer, says the fucker. What a loser. You walk through the woods confident that you will be the one to find Holt's dog. Yeah, well, ain't news for you. We already found him. What then, Vic? What weird little face will you make? Yeah. Hello? You feel like someone was watching you. You're walking through a dense forest area where the darkness is almost total. You walk even faster than before. Finally, you reach a clearing and look at the sky. The meteor shower is gaining intensity. Your heart is in anguish and you find it hard to breathe. Are you watching the Leonids, Victoria? Are you? You hold your head in your hands. Cry. Cry, you big baby. Cry. The last time you cried like this, you were 16. You'd come home early and found him hitting your mother. You tried to separate them and your father took it out on your ribs. His blows were like a rain of sledgehammers and his breath reeked of alcohol. He pushed you against the wall and you ended up on the floor. Your mom was clutching her head when your dad took a deep breath and kicked you in the stomach. Won't hit you in the face because it's the only thing you got going for you. And one day you won't have it anymore. You carry your father's photo in your wallet not to remember how good he looked. Hell no. Whenever the pain was too much, you'd scratch his entire face until its features blended with the cuts in the paper. Oh! I didn't even see what that one was. What was that? Oh, that was a hamburger. He'll throw a hamburger at me. Whenever the pain was... What the... You seem to hear something, a kind of rumor? You think of the noise hands make when they shake the dust off old volume. A river? You try to think about the map you've got in the car. You can't remember seeing a river here. Further west, sure, but here? As you get closer, you hear it more clearly. You feel a kind of calm, not peace, but numbness. Suddenly, the whitest light you've ever seen floods the ground. Even when there's no river nearby, the sound is deafening. What? You feel the light pulse with painful intensity, as if millions and millions of red ants were sinking their little jaws into your skin. Gross. Pain turns into light. You want to scream, but you have no mouth. Nor larynx, nor lungs. And the light that precedes everything consumes you. You don't know how long it takes. You feel the urgency of what is yet to be, and White makes you desperate. You say, and wait in a while. Hey, go. You feel the white light leaving your body, and you hear your own voice screaming at the top of your lungs. What's up, dudes? They just back into the bushes, Homer Simpson style. You drop to the floor and cover your head with both hands. You're filled with a sense of completeness that you cannot explain. We all need a little darkness. Chapter 7. Lee. Lee! Where's that idiot? Calm down, Victoria. Lee knows how to take care of himself. Holt's right. Lee's going to show up eventually. Did you know he chased away a pack of coyotes with screams and some stones and a blow on the hood of his car? Lou smiles. You wonder if it's the authentic or calculated gestures to show some empathy. Holt? What? What's your business with Lee? Holt looks at you for a few seconds before answering. You think of one of the computers at the campus, the IBM 7040. You know what it's called because you once wrote a poem with that title. Holt is like that computer. From the outside, it's impossible to tell what it's evaluating before giving you an answer. I shouldn't tell you anything. Holt lowers his voice. But you shut Lou back. But you shut Lou up back there, and I'm going to make an exception. Holt tells you about Lee's business, the sale of original Civil War pieces, the xerographic copies of historical documents. Don't worry, he knows what he's doing. You hear twigs snapping. Who's there? Grandma? Oh my god. What the fuck? The sight of Holt's grandmother holding an old rifle mesmerizes you. The whole thing looks like an image from some Wyeth painting. A wet dream for almost any of your classmates. An image that not only defies gender stereotypes, but also demolishes social constructs like that of grandma in classical stories. The expression on Holt's grandmother's face changes. Her features soften. My legs. Grandma. Holt picks up his grandma and helps her sit against the tree trunk. He looks at his dog's corpse and beckons you to come closer. I need to bury Trent before carrying on. You nod your head. How do you feel, ma'am? Confused. Here, Victoria. You didn't hear him approach. You grabbed the handkerchief without thinking twice. A strange feeling runs through your body. Shouldn't you have at least considered some other option? Clean up her legs. You rub the handkerchief against her calves and gradually remove the mud stains. Scrub harder. I was probably your age when I stopped feeling my legs. Holt's grandmother sighs and closes her eyes. Have you ever seen so many moles together? Mole, 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 mole. Lou speaks almost in whispers. You wonder why. Let's go. Lou picks up the old rifle and examines it briefly. Holt looks at you with an expression you can't quite make out. Are you okay? No, you're not okay. But what are you gonna tell him? That you're pregnant, that your boyfriend is missing, that the winged creature is out of old pulp magazines and apparently more than just fiction? You walk for a while in silence. What was Trying to think of something else, Victoria. A few minutes ago, you all started hearing the screams, noticing sudden movements in the treetops. We're almost there. Oh boy. You find it hard to believe what you're seeing. Why are all these creatures flying over the gas station? Interesting. Holt punches Lou in the shoulder. Oh? Interesting? Did you find it interesting what they did to Trent? We're not in one of your cheap books, Lou. A sudden silence befalls the group. Listen, no, you just cover me. You close your fist tightly, trying to exercise the impotence you feel. Was it that hard for him to hear what you had to say? You shake your head from side to side. What's even the plan running with his grandma in his arms? Why does he have to be the hero? Oh, you dead, Holt. The shrieks chill your blood. Fuck. Lou looks at you as if waiting for something. How many bullets in your rifle? 3. Hope it's enough. Holt and Elsie are halfway to the gas station. 2 winged creatures on the street lamps. The light, Victoria. These creatures seek the light. They do? Tell Lou to take aim. Okay, what are we doing here? Aim for the... where are we? Okay, we're there. Aim for the lamp on them. Fuzz. Aim for that lamp on the left. Oh shit. Too far. Come on. Nice. You try to reach the building, but the winged creatures rush at you. The pain blurs your vision and you lose consciousness. Alright. Farthest, well, if that was too far, then the farthest on the right will be too far, so let's go for the center one. The winged creature flies to the farthest pole. You have 1 bullet left. Ugh. Alright. I'll try the farthest one too. So we can hit that one, but not the one on the left. Okay. And Luis to take aim. Center lamp on the right. Desperate, you run to help. Fuck. Come on. How about you just don't do that? I meant the center one, but okay, we'll do that one too. The farthest ball. I have 1 bullet left. Well, where's it gonna go? Oh, come on. Farthest. Center lamp. Okay, let's just take it to center one so we can't get to the center and fly over their heads. Okay. And then we'll go to the farthest. And we'll go to the closest. Shoot. When a creature flies to the farthest pole. If two creatures fight. Take fight and get lost in the night. Okay. Later, losers. Help me with holding L2 and let's get inside fast. Is someone gonna make a wish? You laugh under your breath. You look at Holt and he looks away. You wonder if he's pissed because you saved him. You still can't believe everything that's happened. You know that as soon as you stop to think, you touch your belly and fight back the tears. Lou looks at his watch. The Leonids are reaching their point of highest intensity. The screeching is deafening. Freaking creatures. I think I saw one in my dream. Lou was about to add something, but suddenly falls silent. You approach the window and rest your hand on the glass. You can't stop looking at their dance. Before meeting Lee, you had some experiences in college. Experiences by which you sought to open the doors of your perception. Lee doesn't know, and you don't know how he would react if he found it. But the strange dance of these creatures in the sky beats anything you experienced while tripping. Chapter 8. I'm really curious how many chapters there are. They call him Javaro of the Hills. Javaro of the Hills? What he did lacked a ritual component. It had nothing to do with the taxidermy business, even less with mummification. His shrunken animal heads were art sold as collector's pieces. One afternoon, Liam, his only nephew, stole a bear head. The head had been emptied of viscera and was floating in a solution his uncle used in the early stages of the miniaturization process. Liam lifted the head out of the bucket, wiped it dry, and put it on like a helmet. He stripped naked, left the house, and ran into the village. He was like a Cubone. Liam entered the church in the middle of mass, screaming at the top of his lungs, waving his arms up and down as if he were clawing. One of the congregation members pulled out a gun and shot him. You remember the sheer terror you felt when you saw the bear man running towards the altar? This is worse. Big. Worse? Worse than what? I mean, Liam. You tell him the story of Liam and his uncle, the Javaro of the Hills. Somehow you feel so safe telling them stories from the past. As for what's on the other side of the window, this fear can't be any more present. Got some clippings from the case. Liam's story was an unfortunate event. It explains what happened to him, but it also provided an all-too-easy explanation for other sightings in the area. The dogman, the owl woman. Many people told me stories about similar creatures in the moose. Lou adjusts his glasses. Lou, refill Hill. You think I don't know what they call me in town? It may be true that some people make up stuff to get a beer, but imaginations have limits, and in the long run we tend to rely on real experiences when telling a story. Mothmen. They're somehow related to the Leonids and the gathering of all these creatures. Maybe he's right, and all these creatures outside started to appear after the aerial dance of these Mothmen. Why Mothmen? Why the name? Moths are attracted to light. You look at the sky illuminated by dozens and dozens of shooting stars and you nod. You like the name. Not because of Lou's explanation, but because you know it's easy to squash a moth. This isn't the first time that Mothmen have appeared during the Leonids. That's what that means. Among some other references, they're mentioned in the oral histories of the Ojibwe, collected in the diaries of Jesuit missionaries in 1683, who even dares to draw them. Many believe that the creatures described in this diary are thunderbirds. But the Jesuit drawings look more like Mothmen. And the most interesting part is that he draws lines around them. Some researchers think that these lines are kinetic and a way of representing the speed of the creatures. Lou slides a finger across the glass following the trajectory of a shooting star in the sky. But I think these drawings depict Mothmen with Leonids in the background. We're talking 1633, 1666, maybe. Check on Grandma. Granny? What are those shrieks, love? It's painful for you to see how confused she is. 1 second. You turn on the radio. Static. Don't do it. Do I really have to do this? Can't you just say you pick a station? You'd never sung with the moose. Not even on those nights where everyone egged you on and booze in your system had drowned your inhibitions. Almost without realizing it, you started singing the lullaby Elsie used to sing to make you sleep. Although more than 40 years have passed, the words come to your mind one after another. You close your eyes and caress her hair, singing all the time. As soon as you feel the rhythmic beating of your grandmother, you get up. What was that? Oh yeah, you. Forgot about you. Victoria tries to hug Lee while he babbles something you don't understand. At no time does he look up. Where the hell have you been? Victoria? I thought, but he's here. Give him some space. Thank you. Lee takes a few seconds to start speaking. I think I got lost in the forest, babe. Take it easy. Victoria grabs his arm and Lee tries to smile. I thought I heard the sound of a river, and I felt someone looking at me. After walking for a while, the noise was deafening, but there was no river. Lee starts to cry. Victoria tries to calm him down. As soon as he regains his composure, Lee keeps talking. And then came the white. I don't know how else to explain it. It was as if I could see everything and nothing at the same time. And a goat looked up to the sky to watch the shooting stars. It stood on 2 legs like this, you know? Just like us. What the hell is going on? I think the time has come. Let me tell you a few things. Lou clears his throat and begins to speak. Although you can't stand his tics or his false dramatics, you want to know what's going on. The Leonids occur every 33 years. Some are intense, like those of 1833, or the ones of 1866. Others are weak, 1899, for example. And those are the ones we have records of. You notice that Victoria grabs Lee's hand. Lou walks over to the window and points to the sky. This year they're intense again. 1866, 1966. Why a 100-year difference and not 19... and not 99. 99. That 1 year discrepancy bothers me too. And I think it has to do with the problem of our calendar and the periodic adjustments that we are forced to make. Tell me, have you ever seen a medieval manuscript? No one answers. Just as you're about to open your mouth, Lou continues. They're usually adorned with warrior rabbits standing on 2 legs. Do you think these rabbits came from the imagination of medieval scribes alone? Those rabbits existed, and they were annihilated by man. Each meteor shower spawns new bipeds. And it was one of those storms that mankind arose. What makes us different from all of them is that we survived. By destroying any other biped that came along. Or by reducing them to the realm of gossip and fiction. Outside, the creatures begin to fight. Why? What motivates them? And what about Lou? Should you believe everything he says? After all, Lou is a writer. Your grandma's cough sounds like the noise of a tractor engine refusing to start. Grandma? You have to kill them all! The voice with which she speaks seems to come from much further back than her throat. We had a secret weapon, and we would use it to finish off that big beast. But they decided to test it in the war. Elsie? What are you talking about? I wanted to take the winnings from the battlefield. Then they... Your grandma caresses her legs. I just wanted to finish the mission. Victoria and Lee look at each other. Lou walks up to you and tells you almost in a whisper. I bet the moles on your grandma's legs correspond exactly to her grandpa's wounds. Lou speaks softly, but his words resonate loudly in your head. The moles on your grandmother's legs, her grandfather's legs riddled by bullets in the Civil War. Could it be that Elsie's grandfather was talking to you through your grandmother's body? The Winans? The Winans! The project that has upset you for a long time, and now you think you know why. You decide not to think too much about Elsie, her grandfather, the moles, the men in black. You're terrified that behind all your decisions, something more than your own free will was at work. Come on. The Winans. Quick, let's get her out. No, it's still not working. What do you mean it's not working? It has some kind of safety mechanism, and I still haven't been able to assemble it successfully. Oh, good lord. Here, see? The L's. You look at Lou with curiosity. On the blueprint there. Those L's are rubric of secret society founded in the middle of the last century. It's not so secret if you know about it, is it? Lou doesn't answer you. Why the L? Some say it's because of the way the knight moves on a chessboard. Others say it's because of Lewis Carroll, the author of Alice in Wonderland. Exactly. Intro. Thanks for the lesson, Professor. Victoria frowns. You wonder if you went too far with the sarcasm. There's a horde of monsters outside, and if we don't hurry, they're gonna end up entering the station. Lou raises his hands and moves aside. You take a deep breath. It shouldn't be that hard to find the right configuration. What? Am I supposed to be able to see these pieces? Because I don't. Oh my god. Okay, go back. Alright, I'll try that. Shit. Pieces, third row. I don't know, on the first piece. Third row, first piece. Okay, on the back. Pieces. Third row. Second piece. Rotate. 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 Okay. Try that. Go back. 10 pieces. Go to third row. Third piece. Rotate. Rotate. These don't match either. I don't think so. Good lord, this could take a while. Yeah. Crap. And okay. It's just this middle one looks weird. Second row, second piece. How about we try that? No, the bottom one looks a little weird. Yeah. Enter no exception. Okay, talk to Lou. What was that about the order, Lou? Lou smile. His smile seems authentic. You listen to him. And one of the manifests Order of Dales quotes a poem by Lewis Carroll. The stick I found that weighed 2 pounds. I sawed it up one day. Pieces 8 of equal weight. How much did each piece weigh? Stick I found that weighed 2 pounds. I sawed it up one day. Pieces of 8 of equal weight. How much did each piece weigh? So 2 divided by 8. Hmm? Is that right? 2 divided by 8? So what is it? Half? And half a pound? Quarter of a pound? The answer is not a quarter of a pound like everyone says. Okay. The answer is a little less than a quarter of a pound. Sure. You have to take into account the weight that was lost to the dust when you saw the stick. Sure. These notes of Victoria Woodswood. The answer may not convince you, but for the order, it represented something more important. The answer highlights the difference between abstractions and the real world. In an abstract reality, cutting a branch does not produce dust, but it does in our daily lives. So one of the main goals of the order was to bring their riddles, games, and puzzles to the real world. Lou stands next to you. Can I try, Holt? They're screaming outside. You look around your grandmother, or rather your grandmother or grandfather's possessing her body. You wonder if you should accept Lou's help or keep trying yourself. Just take Lou's help. Oh, I was one off, really? Although it's how the creature shouts are getting louder, you can't help but feel a certain happiness. The winning's finally complete. Now, everybody out! Elsie stands next to the winnings holding a rifle. Lou, Victoria, stand back a little. You crack your knuckles and take a deep breath. At the helm of the Winans steam-powered machine gun, you feel something strange. You find it hard to put it into words. It's as if somehow the present has given way to the past. Rabbit men! They are weak creatures. Cannon fodder in the war against upright beasts. No. Left. Wow. Oh, Jesus Christ. Go left. Go right. Oh shit. We'll go to the center. Okay, beware the dog man. They're behind the rabbit man. The dog men are more resistant than the rabbit man. And if you hurt them without killing them, they get mad. Center. Eat this bullet. I'm here to cover you, but don't get too confident. I can kill one upright beast. And then I need to reload. Holy shit. So he'll be mad. He'll just come right up. I guess to the right. Well. Okay. Well. Can we save? Yeah. Did it save? I don't know if it saved or not. Yeah. Oh, I did do it like super fast. Fuck. So this isn't gonna work. No. Alright, I can't move. Then the rabbits are gonna get me, so what the fuck? Okay, well we're gonna stop here for now. We will come back to this at a later date, probably over the weekend sometime. But thank you all for watching. Thanks for those of you who came by to watch and check it out. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, have a good night.